Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're going to be trying something different. For today and the next couple of days, what we're going to have is a little show match series. This is going to be between the best Brood War AIs and some of the best North American players. Okay, so basically there is an AI scene, and now this isn't like Alpha Star or something. This isn't Google spending millions of dollars. These are kind of hobbyists that like to make AIs and have put a lot of work into these bots. And they're over at Schnell. That's the StarCraft in Human and AI League. You can check that out. I'll leave a link down below. You can play against these bots yourself. But they're going to play one of each matchup. So for Team Human, we have Jimin, who we're going to be watching here today, play his matches. And then we'll have Jaeyoon for Protoss and Nyokin for Terran. So very, very strong players, all S rank, top North Americans. And yeah, we're gonna see how these bots fare against Team Human. Down here in the bottom left of La Mancha, this is Monster. Yeah, well, we'll see how Monster ends up doing. It is a pool first here. And over, yeah, it looks like an overpool against a 9 pool from Jimin. So we'll just speed this up a little bit while we wait and see what these guys are going to end up doing. It'll be interesting in a ZVZ. It feels like one where, like, obviously the superhuman APM of Monster might get him, right? That is one thing to mention. This isn't like, again, like Alpha Star. Alpha Star, they put like limits on the average APM per minute. Here, it is just like you can do like 10,000 APM, whatever it is, right? It's more about like how smart are the bots, like how well are they programmed. They're not like learning in the game or anything, just to throw that out there. So right now, both sides have made some lings. Monster, you know, had a little bit more of an economic opener, so does have that additional drone. Pulls the lings back. Oh my God, dude, the APM shot up over 2,000 right there. So this is, I call it the Zergling conga line, but basically this makes better surface area. So when you try to attack up like this, like look at that, okay? So when Jimin attacked up, you could see like if 2 lings are attacking over here, 4 are attacking back. So you get them super close together and you just have better surface area. And you can see how quickly Monster reforms that. That's quicker than any pro gamer does it by far. So very well done there. Chases the lings out, and there's an advantage here for Monster, a slight advantage. The layer is almost done. Jimin's layer is done, so we should see spires coming up. And Monster continues to attack. Monster is actually doing a little bit better here. Monster's up a drone right now and up a couple lings, I believe. Very close overall. You know, not a super complicated matchup, but definitely a lot of small ins and outs. Looks like right now, Monster might just be, well, trying to get little engages, and like that's a good one to try to take. Looks like a little bit of miss micro there. Jimin pulls back, and then Monster goes back as well. Those spires still on the way. And look at this. Look at how quickly this can get into position. Beautiful, beautiful arc of Zerglings. Unbreakable. Not even close. Like more Zerglings, but also unbreakable. It's like not a good attack to attack up there. So the spires are almost done. And this is what I'm kind of interested about. Will we have the killer instinct out of Monster? I love that we're seeing 2,500 APM right now. Jimin poking that ramp a little bit. And the spire's almost done. All right, the first mute is going to be popping out here. So 3 are coming out for Jimin very quickly. Well executed build. There is an overlord on this side. So we'll see. That's normally something that you hunt pretty quickly in this type of situation. You try to get stuff that's on your side of the map. Looks like Jimin's overlord is actually way in the bottom right. So out comes Jimin's mutas, and out comes the mutas of Monster. So Monster is actually up 2 drones right now, which is pretty significant. Actually starts an evolution chamber. That is not something you'll see pros do. The evolution chamber has anti-air. Like you won't spend money on it. There's no point because you have mutas out at the same time. So it just becomes like an arms race of mutas. Now this is interesting. They're passing each other. Jimin with 4 mutas flying past, 3 mutas going towards his base, only 1 muta here. So this is, okay, there's only 1 muta, gets good damage on it. Actually over micro a little bit for Monster. Here you would normally just go moving shot and execute this muta. So 2 of them very, very low. Jimin comes up with all of his mutas, which is 5, and now is getting some moving shots here onto Monster. So Monster with a bit of a mistake. I feel like Monster could have secured 2 mutaless kills there and maybe a third, like maybe at least an equal trade, but instead is killing 0 and losing multiples. Yeah. So now Jimin absolutely has it. Yeah, there's a spore here, but there's really nothing else to be done, right? Like you're not mining enough gas. You literally can't catch up. Jimin would beat every single Zerg in the entire world like this. In fact, if you had all of them play team melee together, they could not stop the might that is 5 mutas against 1. Okay. So the bots don't GG until you kill all their buildings, so we don't need to necessarily wait for that. But yeah, interesting first game. Felt like the Zerg bot played reasonably well there. But well played by Monster. We'll go into the next game. Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we are going into our second Zerg show match here against the AIs from Schnell. Oops, sorry. We have Jimin here in the left-hand spawn on Powerbond. He's already beaten the Zerg bot, the Zerg AI, known as Monster, and now going up against Stardust, the Protoss AI. So this one, I feel like, has the most potential for a victory for the bots against Jimin, right? Like, I think that the overall micro from things like Dragoons could be a little bit hard to deal with, and we'll see about that. We're on a map called Powerbond. This one hasn't really been used since about 2018, I want to say, is the last time I played this map. It's a reasonable 3-player map. Everyone's that's competitive has played it at some point. But here we go. Stardust, our AI, going across the map. He's going to be able to scout Jimin very, very quickly. Really excited to see what this game is going to end up looking like. And a little note, I did try to check about the APM. I'm still not entirely sure if it's recording properly. I do know that the bots do go into the 4000s. So that is a fact. But as far as the human inputs, obviously Jimin is a very fast player, so that seems a little bit low, but I don't know. Anyways, he is a good, strong S-rank player. As I mentioned before, he did get an all kill on the South American team. The South Americans are very strong at StarCraft, so really, he's in the North American Pro League and everything like that. A very good player indeed. So right now, taking a look at Stardust, he got the quick scout. He saw pool first. I say he, the bot, it, whatever, is going for a quick forge. And, you know, obviously a forge fast expansion, very, very normal. I wonder about the scouting intel that we're going to see from Stardust. I could see, because here's the thing about the bot, right? The bot can, because of the speed and everything, it'd probably keep the probe alive as long or longer than a human. So if you just keep the probe alive, you can check for Hydra busts and get your cannons up in time. But there could be some trickery. I don't know. I don't really know. Now, this is kind of funny because it saw the amount of larvae that were there, and it still went 2 cannons. I feel like this is a 1 cannon situation, or maybe even we'd see a pro go Nexus cannon. But either way, gets its couple cannons up, starts at Nexus, up 5 workers at the moment. Nothing seems too far out of the ordinary. I feel like if you were playing this on the ladder, you wouldn't really look at this and say, oh my gosh, is this a bot? Anyways, the probe going to escape. And yeah, we'll see if it starts doubling back, checks for a 3rd hatchery or something like that. You know, while we kind of wait for this to pick up, because it is a very defensive opening on both sides, I do want to thank you guys for checking out ArtosisCasts. I hope that you like this little diversion from the normal pro games. Again, all the players that I chose to represent the humans from North America are very strong S-ranked players, some of the best in the scene. And it's just going to be, you know, one game of each matchup. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do let me know about that as well. I am interested if you guys are interested in these types of little off-brand show matches. I'm definitely very excited about it. I just want to see what these look like and commentate them some and see how these AIs play. Now, Jimin is going for a 3-hatch Hydra build. You can see his Hydralist Den here. He did end up catching the probe. No big surprise there. It wasn't fantabulous micro or anything to keep that probe alive. Zealot goes in the wall. This looks a little bit nerve-wracking. Like if Speedlings came, you could have some trouble. I have a bad feeling here because there's no additional scouting coming. A lot of times you'd have another probe go because you have 2 cannons. A lot of players would send their Zealot. I wonder if he'll go Stargate. He does go Stargate. Okay, so we are going to have Corsairs. We've got the Senki gas up very, very quickly. But the thing is, you need to get a scout off on this. Because if you don't, you simply won't have enough cannons. So right now, +1 starts. I'm getting really nervous because this is like a lot of extra stuff that's being purchased. That's not going to be overly helpful. But and it's not additional Zealots either, right? It's like, okay, getting +1 instead of a 3rd Zealot. Like, I mean, that can be a thing you do, but if you're not scouting what your opponent is doing, you're going to be in trouble. And a lot of times we will see Zealot pushes that come out looking for something like this. So right now, Jimin just rallying out Hydras. He's already got that speed upgrade. He's getting the range upgrade. He's got the 22 drones, so a perfectly balanced economy to be able to pull this off. Only 2 photon cannons. We have a Citadel on the way. The Corsair is going to come across and get a scout off. Still about 900 APM, just so you guys know. Most of the bots like mineral boost on a lot of the patches. Now, that being said, we have oversaturation here and undersaturation here. So this is absolutely like a mistake. Yeah, like you need more workers there. Now it sees the Hydras coming. This game is over. This is kind of not as expected. Not even more cannons being started. So Stardust definitely being made into such. It's dead. This game is over. And unfortunately not a great showing here from Stardust. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing at all. So yeah, that one not doing nearly as well as our Zerg bot ended up doing. And we're gonna just go ahead and jump into that 3rd game. GG. All right, so yeah, the 3rd and final game here for Jimin is starting up. And it is going to be on Fighting Spirit, a map that all of us know and hate. It's going up against, he's going up against Terminus, our Terran bot here for this matchup. So we'll see exactly what the Terran bot has in store for us. I think because there are a lot of range units and a high APM requirement for Terran, that might help Terminus to perform a little bit better. Also, you know, the Hydra all-in just didn't get scouted. Like the last bot just did not even attempt to look for something that's super, super common. So it was a bit disappointing. Now, if it had gotten into a later game, you know, maybe there it would have been a more exciting situation, right? Like maybe it could have made something happen. Now, this is interesting from Terminus already. Depot goes up, but also a scout on 9, which is completely not normal, right? Like you normally scout against Zerg. It used to be on 11 supply, and nowadays it's on 12 supply. Those are the standards for scouting. Now, that being said, you don't have to scout at those times. You can do whatever you want, you know? But just throwing that out there as a comparison point against human players. You almost always see a 12 scout from a human player nowadays. So this is, SCV is going to go around and see where it can find it. We have a very tucked in barracks here. I mean, which is no big surprise, right? Like you can definitely tuck things like this. Most people do not, because this could help. This could make protection against Mutalisk harassment later a little bit harder. Now, the second scout timing does line up with this scout coming out of this main. That's very normal. But now we have 2 scouts on the map, which does make this lower economy still. Oh, a quick gas coming up here from Terminus. Okay, so maybe something a bit cheesy going to be coming out. The gas is not like super fast. Like I would guess here that this is going to be like for an academy or something like that. Wait, it made the gas and it's not mining the gas? Okay, now that the barracks is done, it decides to mine. Okay. Anyways, Terminus has found Jimin over here. I believe Jimin might have done like a 999 type of build here. That's been a little bit popular lately. Just a quicker hatchery. You kind of get your hatchery and pull out reasonably quickly. It's good against rushes. But yeah, that's, notice how the spawning pool is finishing like about 10 to 12 seconds earlier than it normally would. Plus the hatchery's already done. So basically this makes it so if you are being rushed by like an 8 racks, you have some real counterplay potential, but you do cut a little bit of your economy for it. So anyways, Jimin playing a pretty safe game here. Gas being mined. We have a factory on the way. SCV goes back into gas there. And I did mention previously about mineral boosting. I know that there are some bots that do some mineral boosting. This one is not. Just to throw that out there. You can tell easily by the top patch. If the top patch is mineral boosted, it goes horizontally. If it's not, it delivers in the middle of the command center. So not perfect mining from Terminus to utilize that huge APM of 2,000. The layer, little over half done. And yeah, 2 barracks and factory. Okay. Not sure what we're looking at here. Now, here is my worry. Okay, you have to go starport with this. You can't do factory units unless you're going Goliath, and that would be incredibly weird. But two barracks, no academy, no starport as of yet, just sitting there in a factory. I almost feel like I'm watching the actual StarCraft computer play or something, you know? It's not getting any of the tech that I expect. It's got 400 gas. Jimin here just going for his Spire. Honestly, I think Jimin's going to get the Spire, and that's going to end the game. The eBay is in plenty of time to make turrets. Okay, he's got some Marines to push out with. Jimin will probably go double sunken here. I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't. Like, you see Marines walking out. If I'm him, I'm thinking that this is probably, like... I'm surprised he's not putting any down, honestly. You know, he's only got 1. And it looks like the Marines are actually glitching against this Overlord. Oh, no. They want that Overlord so badly, and it just doesn't care at all. Still not utilizing the factory. Up to almost 600 gas. And, well, Jimin taking a third base, like right in its face, basically. Command center gets started. We're up to 12 Marines. They finally decide to move. I'll say, like, Terminus is not getting supply blocks, so that's nice. Gets a missile turret going in the main. Okay. Evolution chamber, as well as an additional sunken being made. Okay, it is trying to push here. This is funny because Jimin has very little at the moment. And like it's attacking the sunks, and like if this was a human, and look, you can actually see that micro. It's like trying to pull back. It's trying to do some sort of kiting as the mutas come out. Those will all be cleared. So this is going to be like a pretty easy victory for Jimin. The game is almost over, honestly. Like I want one of these bots to actually live past the early game, because like you saw the way it was moving those Marines. That was definitely superhuman what we saw. And again, over 4,000 APM during there, but like Jimin is just going to kill it with these Mutalisks. You don't have turrets up. Academy is not yet done. We're 6 minutes, 20 seconds in. Jimin just kind of waiting for those additional Mutalisks as well. All right, gonna start harassing a little bit here. That missile turret, well, it gets repaired really quickly. That was superhuman, honestly. Only Flash and this bot can repair a turret that cleanly. You think I'm joking. Well, actually, what normally happens is you have so many SCVs in here that it's really hard to get them to go on this without being displaced, right? But he didn't have many SCVs, so that was a little bit easier here for the bot. Has some Marines and medics. We'll see. I think Jimin is literally just going to fly up and kill this spot now. His Mutalisk Micro is very, very strong. And yeah, this is not looking good. There's like no good supporting turrets. I would call this over. Like if Jimin was playing against Flash, I would already have said this is basically done at this point. And all right, gonna go ahead and clear the Marines. So overall, looking at this series, because this, again, this is really game over. Like you're literally not going to be able to get any more Marines out. The turrets are going to die. Jimin's just cleaning them up. So a couple things. First up, I think the build order was obviously very off here. It didn't have any actual plan with the buildings that it made. Like one barracks, late gas, factory. It's got 1,300 gas, right? So the Terran bot was certainly off. I got really interested when I saw the Marines kind of walking back and forth there. So like, I feel like there could have been something if it got to the later game and got like a bunch of units. But yeah, that early game defense, very, very difficult. And then of course, you know, we have the other bots I just want to talk about real quick. The Zerg bot, definitely that was an interesting one. And the Protoss bot, like it got Hydra Rush, right? So it just kind of died at the beginning. I would have liked to see what that could have done, but unfortunately, this time around, Jimin absolutely destroying these bots and will finish with a 3-0 victory, as it seems. He did pull back. I'm not entirely sure why, honestly. He's got like easily more than enough to kill everything. I think he's just playing with his prey, maybe trying to make it interesting, but really that is truly it, isn't it? We'll speed it up a little bit just to see if anything. Yeah, just everything's on fire, everything's getting killed. Guardians coming out. All right. Yeah, that is definitely going to be that. We won't wait for all the buildings to die. But hope you guys enjoyed this very different series. And we'll be doing Protoss next. So thanks for watching. GG.